public service announcement, especially to my baby daddy. If you're watching this, turn it off. I repeat, turn it off. Because I know what you about to do, okay? Y'all, I got a story time for you. Stay tuned.
There's a guy trying to get in your house. Well, did you lock the door? You didn't lock the door? Well, that was dumb, huh?
As sexy as you wanna be, girl, and I'ma be free to oh, that this is what I found. Nobody wants to be alone.
I can't believe I'm about to do this. Okay. Good morning. Alright, so y'all wanted a story time. Here it is. So, there's two that come to mind, but the one that I'm going to tell you gets kind of heated. So, this was before, and I repeat, Adam, since you didn't turn it off, and you want to hear it, this was before you and I got together, okay? Because a lot of the Diamonds and a lot of the Beams been hitting me up, asking me for a story time. I'm going to give you what you want. This happened years ago, okay? I was in my, I think, 19, 20-ish. So, I went to school with this guy who I happened to have a crush on. And he hit me up. And I was surprised, okay? I was surprised that he hit me up. And he's like, hey, how you been doing? I was like, I'm good. And we just there texting back and forth, shooting the shit. And he's like, I would love to see you. I was like, yeah, it's been like, what, a hot minute or two. So, then, with that being said, I was double booked because I had to work, I had a girls' night, and I had to meet him. So, that night, I got ready. I was at my girl's house getting ready to go to the girls' night, right? There I am getting dressed up to the nines. Bodycon dress, hair done, nails done, everything done. Okay? And then I get a text on my phone. And I'm like, well, damn. Alright, it was him. It was him. And then, like, he's like, am I gonna see you today? I was like, at some point, yes. So, he's like, okay, I can't wait to see you. And I was like, well, I can't wait to see you either. So then, I'm ready, dressed to the nines. Like I said, I go and I meet him. And, y'all, he was fine as hell still. Okay? He was fine as hell. And he had just came out of the shower. And he had abs. Y'all, let me, diamonds, let me paint you a picture, okay? Okay. So, picture a 6'2" guy, okay? Shaved head. Tattoos. He's got sleeves. You know, he's kind of like, that was kind of like what I like. And I still like. And then he had the towel wrapped around him. And I was like, I'm going like this, and I'm trying to avoid looking at this man. And he's like, why are you covering your eyes? I'm like, dude, you just came out of the shower. And he's like, you can look. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, we both adults. I was like, alright. First thing I did was this. And then, it was like, it was crazy. So like I said, he was 6-something, and like I said, he was tall. Tattoos. In a towel. And I counted his abs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Glistening. He was just glistening. Oh my god. It's getting hot in here. And then he gets dressed, he gets ready. Oh, Jesus. So he looking fine. Like, he looking like a glass of wine, okay? He's looking like a glass of wine that you're ready to drink up. That you just stir, sniff. Oh, and he had that scent. He had that cologne that I really, really loved. I think it's called Michael Jordan something. But he was smelling bomb. So then, we on the bed. As we on the bed, he's like giving me a hug. He smelled bomb. Damn. Focus. Focus? Okay. So, he gives me a hug. He's smelling good, looking good. And then, he's hugging me a little bit too long. Okay? He's hugging me a little bit too long. And I'm not complaining. Okay? So, then he leans in. And he kissed me right there. Right there. And I was like, what you doing? And he was like, well, it's been a minute. And I was like, yeah, it's been a minute. He's like, you looking good. And I was like, thank you. So, we're shooting the shit. We're watching TV for a little bit. And I wouldn't consider it a date because we were just catching up. So, as we're sitting on the couch now, his arm is around the couch. Like, you know how I'm sitting like this? His arm is right here, right around me. And I was like, okay. So, then that happened. And he's like, he pours me a drink. And I was like, you know, I gotta go in like a couple hours, right? And he's like, yeah, no, but I don't want you to. I was like, I have to. So, then he leaned in and he kissed me. And it was really, really, he ends up, like, moving me like this, like square like this. We're there, making out, he's caressing my thighs. Choking me like this a little bit, like playfully. And it's getting hot and heavy, and I was like, I was about to freak. Inside my head, I'm screaming like a schoolgirl. I'm like, what the fuck is about to happen? And I was like, wait, stop. And I pushed him off me. And as I pushed him off me, I was like, what are you doing? And I was like thinking, girl, you better shut up and let this happen, okay? It's been a long time for you. And he's like, well, I've liked you for a really, 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 really long time. And I was like, well, I liked you too. I just never said nothing. Because here's the thing, when I like somebody, I don't say nothing. Okay? And I remember that we would usually meet at a spot. And we would just, like, go on the swing sets. Like, we were at a park one time. And we were at the park, and I was sitting on the swing sets. He was pushing me. And he would just, like, playfully grab my hand and, like, walk with me. I was like, and back then I didn't think nothing of it. I thought he was just messing with me. Here's the thing. With that being said, he knew my brother. My brother found out. And my brother was a little upset, just a little bit, because I'm the baby of the family. And I was like, well, I really like him. This is what I'm telling my brother. I'm like, I really like him. And he's like, well, I guess it's okay. So him and my brother had a conversation. And he's, like, they're talking. I'm just there with my homegirl at one point. And next thing I know, it happened. And then I get a phone call. And it's from my girls. And I lost track of the time. And my girls call me up on my phone. They're like, where you at? I'm like, see, what had happened was I done lost track of time. So I'm gonna leave. I'll be there in like 20 minutes to be safe. And I hung up. And the guy that I had a crush on and the one that had a crush on me, he's like, you ain't going nowhere. I'm like, after what just went down, you still want to hang out? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, it's a girl's night. We could meet up another day. And he's like, no. I'm coming with you. I was like, and then I remembered my girls was gonna be mad. So he ended up tagging along. My girls were mad. But we had fun anyway. And then he took me outside, and there's a brick wall. And he put his hands like this around me. And, like, on the wall. And I was, like, facing him, and he was facing me, you know what I mean? So then he moved one hand that was on the wall down to the small of my back, and he pulled me in and he kissed me again. And then after the girls' night, and within the same night, he's like talking to me. We're talking, and like, I'm like, well, I had a really great time. He's like, the night's not over. I'm like, yes it is. He's like, no, it's not. I was like, yes it is. And then, long story short, I ended up spending the night with him, and we fell asleep. I was like, but before we fell asleep, I was like, where am I going to sleep? I was like, I'm going to sleep on the couch. You can sleep in the bed, because I don't want to make this any uncomfortable. He's like, honey, it ain't going to get uncomfortable. It's going to be good. I was like, okay. So we ended up sleeping in the same bed. He cuddled me all night, kissed my neck. The next morning, I woke up, and I totally forget what had happened, in a way, because I was drinking. Then I look over, and I see my crush right next to me, cuddling me, and I'm like, and I'm looking under the blankets. I'm making sure that I still got my clothes on. Y'all. That morning, it was crazy. He woke up. He's like, good morning, beautiful. I was like, I'm looking at him like, what happened last night? And he's like, you don't remember? I was like, I wouldn't be asking if I didn't remember. And he's like, look at me, and I was like, okay. So I'm looking at him, and I was like, we didn't even need to speak, and I was like, oh shit. So I grabbed my phone, and me being me, I took a lot of selfies back then, and I'm scrolling. Y'all, it was a good night, and a good morning. Anyways, I'm gonna go. If you enjoyed this story time, let me know in the comments down below. And long story short, we ended up dating for a while. And we broke up. But we're still good friends. But like I said, if you enjoyed this story time, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next vlog. Bye.
I got the packs, you got the racks, it's nothing to harm to stack. Cook it up, hook it up. She want my name on her back, scribble my name in calligraphy. I'm out of here, channel is history. She asking me, hey, where you finna be after them packs. I got the packs, you got the racks, it's nothing to harm to stack. Cook it up, hook it up. She want my name on her back.